This time, would you please rise for playing the national anthem? Our flag is over by the scoreboard.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies, o'er the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red flag ever bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Calvin Castine at the Osable Valley Central School Complex, beautiful downtown Clintonville. It's the 18th day of October 2007, and we're here for the game that's going to decide who is the Northern Division winner of the Mountain and Valley Athletic Conference. It's the once beaten Elizabethtown-Lewis Lions and the once beaten Chazy Central Rural School Eagles coming at you right here, right now on Hometown Cable. We were expecting that the voice of Eagle Sports would be here, but we don't see. Yeah, we do see Joey Trombley arriving kind of late here. Hopefully he'll notice us up here and come grab the microphone. He's just wandering in down below and coming in on the far entrance to our right. Hopefully we will be able to hand him the microphone very shortly. And he's got Joe Poisson with him. I see Joe Poisson down there. And neither one of them are glancing over this way. The game is underway. We are 10 seconds into the game. And they finally got their attention. May have to fire the both of them here if they don't. The amount of money that Hometown Cable pays those guys, which is absolutely zero. I think they'd be chomping at the bit to be up here. So I don't have the Lion roster for him, and I doubt if Joey has it in his back pocket, so we'll have to get that at halftime. Chazy in the away green uniforms and the Lions in the what's shouted for as home yellows. Campanen sent that ball in. For is Shawnee Trombley. The Lions won the game at Chazy, 1-0, and it was either 3 or 4-1. The Eagles over the Lions at Elizabethtown. Well, I thought they were heading up here, but I don't see where Joey and Joe disappeared to. maybe we'll have them or maybe we won't. Morgan Rusey, number 12 out there. The winner of this will be the Northern Division winner, and they'll be playing again tomorrow evening as we're taping this at Chazy in the Mountain and Valley Athletic Conference Championship game. The boys from Chazy have already won that title, and they'll be playing the second game of that MVAC Championship doubleheader. Very nice field here in Clintonville. Alsabo Valley must be very proud of their field, the lights and artificial turf. Combination soccer and football field. Yellow throw. Goal kick. Might be Goodrow. Can't see the numbers from the front here. And I can't see the faces from this far away. It looks like might be yeah, it's number 10, Brittany Goodrow. Now we have a goal kick. Eagles put it in play. Lions bring it back. Sent down the field by Madeline Gay. This, in all likelihood, is a preview of coming attractions. This will probably be the two teams that will face each other at PHS for the Class D title this year in Section 7. This is, as we said, a combination football and soccer field. The white lines are football, and the yellow lines are for soccer. Keeper comes sliding out. Gay with a pass up to the front line. And here comes the late Joey Tremblay. Where's your cohort?
Calvin, he wanted to just watch the game tonight. Joe Poisson is here at the game, but he's too excited to call it, he said. So he said, go up by myself. I said, that's not a problem.
I don't have an E-Town lineup for you, though, so you're out of luck.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't. But did you give him the breakdown of why we're here tonight?
Yeah.
All right, because Chazy just won 2 nights ago against the Elizabethtown Lions. Elizabethtown beat them earlier this year at the George Brendler Field 1-0. Chazy 2 days ago goes down to Elizabethtown in Lewis, wins a very convincing 4-0 lead game. So tonight there's a lot here going on here tonight, Calvin, for this victor tonight. Not only do they win the Northern Division in the MVAC, they get to play tomorrow night in Chazy for the MVAC Championship.
They probably get the top seed in the sectional standings, too.
You'll have that also. And plus, with these two teams being relatively close together, this will count for the state seedings, too, as far as where they'll end up in the state.
Oh, you're talking about the top 20 teams?
Yes, yeah, the top 10, top 15.
I've learned that doesn't mean a thing till the season's over.
Yeah, but it's good for bragging rights.
I know, it's nice.
Right now, Dow heads it up over to Madeline Gay. She sends a high punt over. This could be dangerous, and the goalie is there for Elizabethtown. We do apologize. We do not have the roster for Elizabethtown here, so we won't be saying who these girls are.
They know who they are.
They sure know who they are. And the ball goes toward midfield, and I got to get my bearings on the players here too. And that would be Shawnee Tremblay, who was fighting for the ball. It goes out to Madeline Gay. Gay loses it, and here comes Elizabethtown crossing the midfield. Here's the rush by the Lions. Chazy back on their heels. Push it, nice pass to number 7. Number 7 lets the shot go, and just wide, and I think that would have beat Casey Olds any a little bit closer.
You always want to go far post, and that's what she did, and it was a nice play there for E-Town.
Very nice run from Elizabethtown. And Chazy will have a goal kick. And it's looking like Bridget Dahl will take the kick for Chazy. She sends a nice kick up toward midfield. Ball headed off of, knocked down by Rusi. Controlled by Elizabethtown, picked up by Victoria Reynolds. Reynolds trying to get around a couple players. She does. She sends it up the line, but it hits a E-Town defender. And a ball cleared into the Chazy territory, and here comes Rusi. Rusi trying to make a move. She gets by one. A collision. Good no call, Calvin.
Yeah, that contact just incidental, and one of them happened to go down.
What a beautiful facility we're at here tonight. We're down in Sable, and we don't see this too often because they play in the CVAC, but they have the same type of field as Plattsburgh High School. But what a beautiful facility. Big crowd here tonight to watch this soccer game with a lot on the line here. It's a beautiful night for an October night, and I've been saying that all fall calling the games with you guys. We've had a wonderful fall calling soccer.
I only had a couple chilly nights earlier this week, but you guys weren't doing any games this week, so you didn't have to put up with it.
That is true. Tomorrow night's going to be a big night. I'm sure you're going to be there for the MVACs.
Yeah, I'll get there late, just like you. I'll be there. If Chazy girls win, I'll be there for both. If not, I'll just be there for the boys game.
Well, the 5:30 game, I'll be calling for Wiry, so you'll be hearing me calling for Wiry on the camera. And then the 7 o'clock game, Joe and I will be doing the boys game.
I imagine the 7 o'clock game, Wiry will be busy with football.
No, actually they got a real busy. The only reason I got involved is Rob Knowles is doing a football game, which we're going to do tape delayed later. At 7 o'clock, Ducky Drake's doing the Plattsburgh State men's hockey game.
Oh.
And then we have the girls soccer game at 5:30, providing Chazy gets there.
What's Rob doing?
Rob's doing a football game.
Okay.
So I'm like third in line. If they're jammed up, they ask if I don't mind doing the games, and I don't mind doing them. So, but you'll be there on camera, so you'll be able to pick up the audio for that.
Yep.
Well, it's a corner kick for Elizabethtown right now. We look to be like even shots on net, 3-3. And ball headed out by Bridget Dahl, trying to clear out. And it is Victoria Reynolds and Madeline Gay fighting for the ball. It is loose, controlled by Chazy. Ball moored midfield, and Reynolds makes a nice move. And a trip is called, and it will be a direct kick for Chazy as Reynolds is taken down. And Bridget Dahl will set up for the kick.
You don't have to worry about what the 10 yards looks like on this field when you want your 10 yards and a free kick.
No, this is well laid out for us here when you play soccer on a football field. And when you're looking at from the camera, the yellow line is the out of bounds for soccer, and the white line is for football. And sometimes that's a little confusing calling the game. But here comes Samantha Levine rushing back to get the ball. She'll work to the outside, being good hustle by number 3 from Elizabethtown to knock the ball out, and it will be a throw-in for Chazy. Levine with the throw-in. She has Latchmore, who's in the game. Also, she has Austri Kempinen. She tries to get to Kempinen, headed by the E-Town player, headed by Latchmore, and now headed back to the center field by Madeline Gay. Shawnee Trombley can't get to it. Brittany Goodrow sends it toward midfield, and it is Gay trying to get it over to Kempinen. Kempinen trying to control, and Kempinen giving chase, and Kempinen wins the ball. But good hustle by number 7 for Elizabethtown, and a push from behind on number 7, and it will be a kick for Chazy. We're at 28 minutes and 20 seconds here in the first half. No score, 3 shots apiece on net. 2 evenly matched teams this year. They each beat each other once this year. That's why we have tonight's playoff game. And you can feel the excitement in the air from both teams. They're both very vocal. And like I say, with the game this big, it looks like a corner kick now. And the goalie let it go, Calvin. I'm a little surprised on that.
So am I. I think she figured she couldn't handle it cleanly, and rather than drop it and have a Chazy foot on it, she decided to let it go.
Then in that case, it was probably a very good play by the goalie. And number 14, Madeline Gay, has a very strong foot, and she'll try to send it into the midfield or into the 18. And the ball goes into the 18, but it's cleared out by Elizabethtown. And here's number 7, who's been hustling really hard here in the first half. She clears it out, will go out of bounds, to be a throw-in for Chazy, with Samantha Levine taking the throw-in. Do we know who the officials are for tonight?
Not sure who's on the other side. This fellow here must be from the Southern Division. I don't recognize him. I can't quite make out who's on the other side. We'll find out in the second half, or second half of this first half, when he comes over to this side.
That's true. At the 20-minute mark, I think they switch. And the throw-in by Levine goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Elizabethtown. And number 19 for Elizabethtown taking the throw-in. Nice long throw-in going down the line. Levine giving chase. Number 7 for E-Town there. And Levine wisely just kicks it out. Wants the Chazy defense to set up. Tried nothing fancy there, and probably a good play on Levine.
Yep, nothing. You try to do something too much there, and you're just going to end up causing more trouble than you want. So give you a chance for the defense to get back.
Well, nice throw-in going toward the box, and Casey O's is there. And what a nice throw-in by the Elizabethtown player, number 19 for Elizabethtown. And O's kicks it toward the sideline. That will probably go out of bounds, and it does. And it'll be a throw-in for Elizabethtown.
We're kind of protected from the wind here, but it doesn't look like the wind is blowing from our end of the field across to the other end. I'm looking at the American flag over on the far side.
Yeah.
Looks like it's blowing almost straight across the field.
Well, I mean, I'm looking across at the kind of the haze there with the lights, and it looks like everything's blowing from our right to left. So there could be a slight advantage for E-Town here in the first half with a little bit of wind.
Yeah, you look at the corner flags, and it's tough to tell which way the wind is blowing. It almost looks diagonal.
Yeah, and of course we're protected by the press booth up here. So, and actually it feels good to be outside instead of in the booth, but it's nice to know there is a booth if we had to be inside.
Yeah, last year I was up here for a few games, and I was inside the booth. It was just plain nasty out here.
Well, a year ago last night, kind of, we'll be missing it by a day. That's when we had the famous blizzard of October blizzard in Chazy. Remember that last year?
That's too far back.
I think I'm still froze from that night. Throw in by Levine. Levine goes to midfield, and from what I did not make the game the other night in Elizabethtown, but from what I'm seeing, it seems like Elizabethtown is playing a much more aggressive game than they did the other night down in Elizabethtown.
Well, at least that's what the score would have indicated from the other night. Sometimes the score doesn't really indicate what would happen on the field, but from two people who weren't there looking at the score, it would look like Chazy must have really outplayed them.
Well, not only the score, the shots and the net were like 26-3.
That is a telltale sign, huh?
Well, it is. Right now it's 3-3, so it's a much more evenly played game. I'd probably give a slight edge here early in the first 15 minutes or so to Elizabethtown, but a much evenly played game up to this point. And
a lot of room to roam around out there, too.
Oh, it's a big field. And, you know, it may come down who's the better conditioned team before this is all said and done.
I don't know how it went in E-Town, but in watching the game at Chazy didn't put in much for subs, so it showed at the end of that game. So hopefully they'll keep some fresh legs out there.
I'm looking over at the bench. They got 3-4. They got seven subs over there. Elizabethtown has 3 or 4, so not too deep benches on either side. And Brittany Goodrow, the senior, is right there, and the shot going in toward O's. And nice shot, nice cross. Number 7 couldn't get her full foot on it. Casey Olds was there. And if there's one asset that Chazy has, it's Casey Olds in net.
She's a spark plug out there. She's just fired up, almost ready to go.
Very athletic young lady, very conditioned young lady. She takes karate, and she's very limber, and she does a good job back there for Chazy. And right now Chazy's moving the ball up the line here, and Kempinen gets it over to Victoria Reynolds, who lobs it toward the 18, trying to hit number 24, and that would be 24 is, I'm not sure, that could be the young lady they brought up from 8th grade. I should know her name, and I don't.
Oh.
Who's the 8th grader they brought up? Who's the 8th grader they brought up? Caitlin Lapierre. 24, we think, is Caitlin Lapierre. Now, Caitlin Lapierre has just come up from the JV ranks, and she has 2 games under her belt, and she's scored 2 goals so far for Chazy.
Wow, is that Tony's daughter?
I'm not sure. No.
I saw Paul here and didn't know if the granddaughter was playing.
No, I don't. I'm not sure the relationship. I don't think it's not daughter though. I know that. But Caitlin Lapierre, and she's done very well. Yeah, as well as Castines and Tremblays. And right now it is Kempinen pushing it back to Dahl. Dahl making a move by number 8, sends it up toward the box, and it's like Chazy's trying to play for a break, but good defensive play. And a header by Dahl over to Kempen, who pushes it out over to 22, Devin Latchmore. Latchmore giving chase, and the ball's knocked out. It'll be a throw-in for Chazy. Deep in their own end, they go back to Kempinen. She pushes it back to Latchmore. Offsides green. It must have been Latchmore. They pulled Latchmore offsides.
Once she kicks that ball, if the defense isn't there, she's offsides.
That's exactly right. And it will be a kick for Elizabethtown here. We're approaching the 21-minute mark here. We're still tied at 0. They each have 3 shots on net each. And the kick goes toward midfield, but number 14, and that would be Madeline Gay, sends it up, and the ball will be cleared out. And it looks like Chazy's trying to gain a little bit of control here, but Chazy's game is keeping the ball on the ground, passing the ball, and that's where they got to get to, and keep the ball out of the air. And Victoria Reynolds sends it into the goalie, and the goalie comes up with it. An easy save for the goalie. She'll run to the 18-yard line, and she'll punt the ball toward midfield. And this field just looks bigger than a normal soccer field.
It's got to be about the same size as PHS. I think they having a football field in the middle of it, it makes you really think it's kind of big.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Chazy's field is probably just as big, but with all these lines on here, there's this factor here, this depth factor. It seems a little bigger.
Yeah, obviously, it's bigger than a football field.
That we know for sure. And right now the throw in for Chazy, and it's going to Madeline Gay. Gay will push it up over to Caitlin Lapierre, and it's sent back out, and it's picked up by Shawnee Trombley over to Madeline Gay, back to Bridget Dahl. Dahl gets by 1 player. She sends a hard shot up toward Victoria Reynolds, and the ball's cleared to the wing, and it should be picked up by Chazy, or it will go out of bounds for a throw-in. And the ball is kept in by number 25, Megan Ryan, and she tries to hit Shawnee Trombley, but it's kicked out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown. And it's Shawnee Trombley taking the interception from the throw-in. The ball is pushed up toward the middle, over to Madeline Gay. Gay trying to find Reynolds or Caitlin Lapierre, and it was a handball. Comes up the leg of Lapierre into her hand, and it will be a kick for Elizabethtown here in the first half, and we're tied at 0 at 19 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm Joey Trombley on the mic, Calvin Castine on the camera, and Hometown Cable, as always, is there for the big game for you. And if you get a chance, send a donation to Hometown Cable. That's how they can make this happen, by private donations or business donations. And if you're a business person watching this game, please give Calvin a call and get your business on the Hometown Cable. About 3,000 subscribers?
3,300.
3,300 subscribers, 3,300 potential customers, and it's worth every penny. And right now we're back to the game, and it is Latchmore. The ball sent to the middle, and it is Goodrow. Goodrow clears it out, and it'll be a throw-in for Elizabethtown. And Brittany Goodrow, as a senior, is a rock-solid person back there for Chazy.
Yep, she's a veteran. She's been back there, seems like forever.
Yeah, I think she's a 5-year player, I think.
And she is pretty unflappable.
Yeah, I would say you're 100% right on that one. It's a corner kick for Elizabethtown. We're approaching the 18.5-minute mark here in the first half. We're still tied at 0. A wonderful opportunity for Elizabethtown with the corner kick. And there's an opportunity gone to waste.
Well, it looks easier from up here, Joey.
Calvin, I have never made a mistake up here calling the game, playing the game. Down there, it's a different story. But up here, it's easy being an armchair quarterback.
Those corner kicks come off very easy up here.
I mean, how difficult the ball is not moving, right?
Right. Just gotta kick.
It's like golf, right? How you got this big club, a little ball, right? I mean, how difficult can it be? Well, the ball goes to the sideline. Rusi with the ball. She tries to push it over to Latchmore, and the ball's knocked out. Throw in for Chazy. Latchmore will take the throw in for Chazy. She gives it up over to Levine. Levine will take the throw in. She goes down the line trying to find Rusi. And it's off Rusi. Throw in for Elizabethtown. And it looks like Elizabethtown is probably the home team. Chazy's got their away uniform, away green, so I'd say Chazy's the away team tonight. And there's a ball skipping toward the net, and it is Casey Olds there for Chazy. She will run to the 18-yard line to punt the ball. And punt she does. It will fall short of the 50-yard marker, but it hits off Latchmore's leg over to Levine, who tries to get it back to Latchmore, and it's off of Samantha Levine, out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown. The throw in goes deep into the box of Chazy, and Brittany Goodrow does a good job shielding the ball away, and it goes out of bounds. Goal kick for Chazy. It looks like Bridget Dahl will take the kick for Chazy. She's setting the ball up here at the by the goalie here. And the ball is sent up, trying to find Rusi, but is headed back toward the Chazy end. And number 3 for Elizabethtown, trying to push it up, but intercepted by Levine, over to Rusi on the wing. Rusi losing the ball, picked up by number 3, being challenged by Latchmore. It's a loose ball, controlled by Elizabethtown. It's pushed back toward midfield. And number 19, number 14, Madeline Gay, and Madeline Gay takes down number 18 or 19 for Elizabethtown. It will be a kick for Elizabethtown.
Well, it's nice to see such a large, enthusiastic crowd here for a girls' game, Joey.
Oh my God, yeah. But you know what? I think we've seen that the last few years. You know, the girls' game has caught on, and you know, I go to the boys' game and girls' games, and there are good crowds at both of them.
Yep, that's something that didn't happen years ago.
A hard shot by number 19. The ball skips into Casey Olds, but she's there for the play. Again, she's trying to hit Morgan Rusi, controlled by Elizabethtown. Samantha Levine intercepts it. She's trying to work down the right sideline, pushes it down toward Rusi. Rusi giving chase, but number 15 for E-Town is there. Clears it up, and it's intercepted by Levine. Knocked off with number 7. Throw in Levine. Levine over to Rusi. And the ball will be knocked out of bounds by number 4 from Elizabethtown. Devin Latchmore with the throw in. She has Rusi on the wing. She has Victoria Reynolds toward the middle. She tries to hit Rusi. Rusi knocks the ball loose. She's down the wing, working her way toward the box. Rusi sends a weak shot toward the net, and it's picked up by the goalie, and she will work her way to the 18-yard line to punt the ball, it looks like, toward midfield. The punt is going toward midfield, more to the right side of the field, and it is controlled by Megan Ryan and knocked off of the E-Town player. Good play by Ryan to knock it off the defender. Pushes it in over to number 23. Kempinen with the ball, pushes it over to Rusi. Kempinen and Rusi have switched sides, trying to mix things up. It is Victoria Reynolds with the ball. Reynolds trying to break in, and it is Kempinen. Kempinen with the ball. Another long shot. Chazy seems to be taking some really long shots, Calvin, instead of trying to work the ball maybe another 10 or 15 yards.
Well, I think they're having trouble penetrating, and you know, sometimes this makes things happen.
Well, you're right. You don't score unless you get a shot on net, and that's what they're trying to play. Victoria Reynolds lets the shot go, and it one hops over to the goalie. And she will work her way on the opposite side of the field, working her way to the 18. And she'll try punting this time toward midfield. It will fall short by about 5 yards. Ball headed back from Gay over to Samantha Levine. Levine with the ball, trying to work her way up the line, pushes it up over to try to hit Madeline Gay, but intercepted by number 19, sent into the Chazy territory. And it is Brittany Goodrow sending it up toward Rusi into midfield, controlled by E-Town, but good hustle by Rusi. And the ball is picked up by Madeline Gay. She sends it into the open field. Reynolds giving chase, but the E-Town defender's there. Gets it by Reynolds. Madeline Gay giving chase. Good play by number 5 for E-Town. And she works the play up, and that could have went either way. I thought it kind of might have went against Madeline Gay, but Chazy got the call.
Well, the player behind will usually get the call on something like that.
It was close.
Oh, definitely is. it was instead of 50-50, it was 51-49, I think.
And the shot goes toward the net, and a nice hard kick from Bridget Dahl, but it goes out of bounds on the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Elizabethtown. We are now approaching the 12-minute mark. There's 12 minutes and 47 seconds to be exact. We're tied at 0, and I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that we're tied at this stage of the game.
Nope, and this game has moved right along. It's it doesn't seem like we're down to the 12 and a half minutes.
No, there's been very little whistles. A very well clean game from both teams. There's been a little contact, but nothing dirty, just part of the game. And the ball's cleared into the end. It's good hustle by Kempinen, but she cannot keep it out. And now it is out of bounds. It will be another goal kick for Elizabethtown. Good hustle by Kempinen, but she just got there a little late. And it will be a goal kick for Elizabethtown, number 25 for the Lions of Elizabethtown will take the kick. She goes down the left-hand side, headed by Kempinen. And again, Kempinen and now Morgan Russi have switched sides again. It's Kempinen on the right side, Russi on the left side. So I think Coach Doomley is trying to confuse the defense a little bit.
Could be, or sometimes people just carry the ball and they end up opposite sides. But could be he wants to keep the defense on their toes and not know where a particular player will be at a given time.
Well, right now, Latchmore gets it into Madeline Gay. Gay goes back to Latchmore, and good hustle by the number 7. And number 7, I wish we had the roster because she's been all over the place tonight. And Calvin, I think at halftime, I'll try to run over there and see if I can pick up a roster so we can call some names, in fairness to Elizabethtown, in the second half.
I think that'd be only appropriate. I don't think they didn't announce the lineup, so I don't think they have them up here in the booth. And slow to get up.
Yeah, she's an aggressive player. She went at there hard, and if she's hurt in any way, that was self-inflicted. And it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. It's 10 minutes and 50 seconds here in the first half, going down the line. And the ball is cleared out, and Chazy will set up for another throw-in. It looks like Shawnee Trombley trying to send the ball in, and it will be picked up by Elizabethtown number 3, looking to control. And the ball will go up, and it is Samantha Levine will come across midfield. She pushes the ball to the right side, but a little too far out of bounds on the right side. It'll be throw-in for Elizabethtown. Number 5, it looks like. Number 5 gets it to number 3, controlled by Latchmore. Latchmore pushes it to the open field, and it is Shawnee Trombley pushing it up. And Chazy is pushing. There's that the player, that Lapeer girl they just brought up, Caitlin Lapeer, and she has a very, very fast player. And Elizabethtown wisely sends it out of bounds. It's a goal kick for Chazy, and number 14, Madeline Gay, will take the kick. We're under 10 minutes now in a 0-0 game. We're in Ausable Valley High School tonight for this playoff. Not say playoff game. It's a
playoff game.
I guess it'd be a playoff game. They're playing tonight to break the tie in the North. The winner of this, a lot riding on it. The winner wins the North. They get to play in the MVAC Championship game. They'll probably get the number 1 seed come playoff time. So a lot riding on this game, and it's not surprising we're 0-0 here as we approach the 9-minute mark.
Both teams are familiar with each other, and they met last year in that championship game, and chances are...
Wonderful opportunities for Chazy there, and good defense by the Elizabethtown Lions.
Great defense. That ball was bouncing around low, and that's always dangerous.
Well, Chazy got a couple good shots off.
They certainly did. I was about to say, this is in all likelihood a preview of coming attractions here. This could preview the championship game of the Section 7D title.
Well, there's no doubt they're definitely the top 2 teams in the playoffs. And if they play them again, they'll have played 4 times in 1 year, which is pretty phenomenal.
Sometimes you don't want to play a team that many times.
Well, if there's anything, you definitely know each other well.
That's right.
Not only are they competitors from game 1, by the 4th game, they're good friends.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope. Well, they know each other so well. We're 8 minutes here into the left in the first half. Chazy had by far the best opportunity in the game, and some good, strong defensive play by the Elizabethtown Lions from the goalie to the fullbacks, keeping Chazy off the scoreboard, and that's probably enough to motivate any team when you can keep a team off the board like that.
Yeah, but it's also encouraging for Chazy because they're keeping the ball down at this end.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes, Chazy has definitely controlled this game. I thought in the early going it was Elizabethtown, but Chazy came on here strong in the second part of this first half. There's still a little over 7 minutes to go here, but we're having a fun game here, a very enthusiastic crowd here watching the game. And like you said earlier, it's nice to see that at a game at this magnitude and also at the girls' level. Here's an opportunity. Number 19 pushes it too far, but good hustle by number 19.
And what's really nice is we're out here watching a game that has some importance to it late in the soccer season, and we're not freezing to death out here.
That is a wonderful thing. I can't believe I'm out here in a light fall jacket, no gloves on. We aren't getting pelted by rain, but tomorrow night could be a different story.
Tomorrow night, it's the lightning that might be the big problem. If that happens, they might not have the MVAC games finished tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, you know, once you see lightning once, you got to wait at least a half hour. But, you know, I'm here now, it's 50-50, you know, from showers to it may be here, it may not. You know, the Doppler radar could be wrong. Those cells could move differently overnight.
Yeah, the middle of the country got some tornadoes and stuff last night, and fortunately we're not in Tornado Alley here, but we could have some severe weather for the MVAC title games.
Well, we'll definitely tell you. And, well, you know, now you bring that up, Calvin, the winner of tonight's game, less than 24 hours from now, will be playing for the MVAC championship. So the question is, does the advantage now shift to Bolton no matter who they play?
I don't think so. These kids are young. They shouldn't be overly tired after tonight's game.
Well, that's one thing at that age. You do rebound quick. I know you and I, Calvin, would take probably months to come back and play another game if we tried to play.
I could play the 80-minute game in about 1 minute increments over about a 3-month period.
Yeah, Father Time does get the best of us, so there's no doubt about that. Well, we're back to the action here, and it is number 24. For Chazy, Caitlin Lapierre, and good pressure, and Samantha Levine sends it back into E-Town territory, and it's Devin Latchmore giving chase, and the ball is out of bounds. Good effort by number 7, throw in for Chazy. We're approaching the 5-minute mark here in the first half. She has Madeline Gay to her left open, and now you see him switching here, or at least Caitlin Lapierre's leaving the game, and you have Austri Kempinen into the game. And the ball is looking to be cleared out. Number 23 for Chazy, Kempinen, who just came into the game, goes over to Bridget Dahl. Dahl passes it over to Shawnee Trombley. It gets away from her. And the defender for E-Town sends it up the field, and it's controlled by Ryan. Ryan with the ball sends it up to center of the field to Madeline Gay, pushes it back to Dahl. Dahl giving chase. She goes to the left side trying to hit Latchmore, but too hard. Out of bounds, throw in for E-Town.
The scoreboard still says 3 shots each, and I think Chazy has taken a few more than that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if those are the shots on net or not. Throw in for Chazy. I think, Calvin, you have to say so far, advantage Chazy in the first half.
So far, yes. That wasn't so much in the first part of this half, but the latter part, it's been advantage Chazy, but that advantage hasn't shown on the scoreboard as far as the goal.
No, not at all. And E-Town early in the game has a couple good chances. And Dahl with the ball. She tries to thread the player. She does, but out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown, number 19 for the Lions. Will go down the line over the head of everybody. Picked up, headed by Levine over to Kempinen. Kempinen shielding the ball, trying to send it up to Lapierre. But it's kicked in by number 19, and Dahl sends it up, controlled by number 6, and Madeline Gay pushes it over, but nobody's there, picked up by number 27 for E-Town. She goes to the right side, good play by Shawnee Trombley to intercept it and knock it out of bounds about halfway, and it will be a throw-in for Elizabethtown. And the ball goes to number 6, Madeline Gay, trying to control. She pushes it out to the open field, and it's loose and picked up by Elizabethtown. Going to the right side, and about 3 or 4 passes in the row from Elizabethtown. Good ball movement. Good hustle by the Lions as they still control the ball. And intercepted by Victoria Reynolds. Reynolds working her way toward midfield. She has one player to get by. She's trying to get by number 17. She's into E-Town territory. Pushes up left side. Rusi giving chase. And the E-Town player gets there to knock it out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy in Elizabethtown territory. We're about 2.5 minutes here left in the first half. Throw in over to number 5, Victoria Reynolds. Reynolds pushes it back over to Megan Ryan, who tried to hit Madeline Gay. It's Ryan running back. She pushes it back over to Brittany Goodrow. She sends it to the left side, trying to find Shawnee Trombley. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown. And the referee sends him back, and I thought she gained about 10 yards on that.
Yeah, she gained a few.
Throwing goes up, and it is Shawnee Trombley steps up, pushes it over to Madeline Gay. Gay sends it up to number 12, Rusi. Rusi giving chase as well as number 4. Rusi trying to win the ball. They're both on the ground. Loose ball picked up by Gay. Gay making a nice move. She's working toward the box. Madeline Gay has a hard shot, and she lets it go wide right. I thought Madeline Gay could have worked her way closer to the 18-yard line.
They seem to be anxious tonight. They seem to want to take those long outside shots. And sometimes those go in, and they look awfully pretty when they do.
Well, ball intercepted by 24, and it is Caitlin Lapierre. And the ball is knocked loose, and it's cleared out by Elizabethtown. And Elizabethtown making a rush, 1.5 minutes to go here. And it's sent toward midfield. Megan Ryan over her head. Picked up by number 12, but Ryan giving chase. Ryan and 12 fighting for the ball. Ball won by Ryan. Pushes it back to Goodrow, who sends it into Elizabethtown territory. Kempinen giving chase. Kempinen lofts it up over to Morgan Rusi, and the whistle blew, and it's a push on E-Town. We're at 1 minute to go here. Chazy trying to get at least one more rush here, under a minute now. And Bridget Dahl with the kick. Dahl sends a hard kick in. Ball's deflected. And less than a minute to go, the 8th grader, Caitlin Lapierre for Chazy, scores on a Bridget Dahl shot. And the 8th grader, Calvin, just coming up from JVs, gets the big goal in the big game for Chazy here in AuSable.
That might just be the most exciting thing that's happened to her in the past several years.
Oh my God. And that has to be a backbreaker for Elizabethtown, who played very hard here in the first half. And it is the 8th grader, Caitlin Lapierre, getting the goal on a Bridget Dahl kick, direct kick from way out, and she deflects it into the net, and Chazy has a 1-0 lead here. Now for Chazy, they got to get by these next 44 seconds, go get some rest, and come back in the second half with a 1-0 lead.
Every once in a while, you see somebody come right back and put another one in within 20 seconds of you scoring. So,
well, it's funny you say that. We saw that in the boys' game this year against PHS. 21 seconds later, PHS came back after a Chazy score to find the back of the net.
It happens quite often that you'll see sometimes 2 or 3 goals in a very short period of time.
Well, right now, Levine sends it up toward the Caitlin Lapierre, who pushes it back over to Kempinen, and it's controlled by Elizabethtown. And it looks like Goodrow will just send it back up. Good play by Goodrow. 10 seconds to go here. Chazy just wants to get out of this half with the 1-0 lead. And it is Dahl pushes it back. And that will be the half. And the first half was a very exciting half, and with only 44 seconds to go into the first half, left in the first half, it is Caitlin Lapierre scoring from a Bridget Dahl pass, and Chazy will have a 1-0 lead at the half. We'll be back very shortly.
Ref over on this side, it sure looks a lot like Jim Schutz.
Okay, we said we'd find out in the second half. It does look like Schutz. And Calvin, what's impressive with Chazy so far this week, up until Tuesday's game, Elizabethtown was undefeated, and they had 11 or 12 shutouts. Tuesday night, Chazy scores 4. They score a goal here with less than a minute in the first half. So in the last game and a half, Chazy has outscored Elizabethtown 5-0, which is pretty impressive.
they played each other 2.5 times, and there'll be 3 when this one's completed, and this one will be completed one way or another. There'll be no ties tonight because of that MVAC title at stake, the Northern Division. But the only game that really matters is the next one they play.
Yeah, that's for sure. And right now it is Reynolds trying to push it over to Madeline Gay, and it's number 22 giving chase, Devin Latchmore. She'll take the throw in. Chazy is deep in the Elizabethtown end, and she pushes it back to Gay. Gay will kind of loft it toward the goal line with Latchmore giving chase, and it's knocked out by the Elizabethtown defender. It looked like number 9. It looks like Kelsey Gibson cleared that out for Elizabethtown. Madeline Gay, and then we do have a roster now, Calvin, in the second half, so we can give the E-Town players their due as we are calling this game. And right now, if I can pick up her number, it looks like number 3, Courtney Marvin with the Elizabethtown Lions will send it up the line, and Bridget Dahl giving chase, and she's being challenged by number 13, Ashley Cannonbush. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it is throw-in for Elizabethtown. And number 19, well, here's a little confusion. Number 19, if it's green, is Kelsey Gibson. If it's not green, number 9 is Kelsey Gibson, so I don't see a number 19. And the ball's lofted up over the net, and that looks like it was kind of dangerous.
Oh, they're stuck in home and away uniforms, yeah.
Yeah, so, but there is a 19 out there for Elizabethtown, but
Yeah, obviously it must be Gibson.
Yeah, it could be Gibson. But I've seen number 9. There's a number 9 out there too, I think.
Oh, is there? Okay. Pellerin is the goal scorer in the Chazy E-Town win, wasn't she?
I wasn't around for that game, so I'm not sure who scored that goal. And number 17, Chelsea Smith, has it taken away by number 12, Morgan Rusi. Pushes it to the wing, and it's Victoria Reynolds giving chase. Reynolds trying to make a move, and a good defensive play by Farrell Crowningshield. She knocks the ball out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy. Shawnee Trombley will run down to the end here for the throw in for Chazy. I guess there's no ball boys or ball girls here, and she's still, like, she's running track down there, Calvin. She's still running for the ball.
There were some people over here. There's a boy on this side, but he was down at the other end tracking a ball down. So
throw in.
They need 2.
Throw in for, yeah, they do. Throw in for Shawnee Trombley, trying to find Madeline Gay. Gay working her way to the net, and it's cleared out by number 4, Dickerson. She sends it up. Number 3 giving chase, Marvin. Marvin being challenged by Bridget Dahl, and it's cleared toward midfield. Megan Ryan chips it over to the left side, over to Shawnee Trombley. She keeps it in. Nice play by Trombley. And number 20 giving chase, Kylie Rock, headed by Canbush into Chazy territory, but we talked about Brittany Goodrow, and she sends it into the area, the E-Town area, and Morgan Rusi called for the push, and it'll be a kick for Elizabethtown. We're 36 minutes early here in the second half. And number 19, Kelsey Gibson, sends it up, and Bridget Dahl sends it up toward Rusi, intercepted by Gibson. Good hustle by Gibson, gets it over to 7 to Marvin, knocked away, and it's a loose ball, and it'll be challenged by Shawnee Trombley. She gets to it, pushes it over to Rusi on the right side. Rusi looking around, she has time, looking around, pushes it over to the center, over to Madeline Gay, goes back to the left side to Rusi. Rusi giving chase, being challenged by the defender for Elizabethtown. Good defensive play by Dickerson, and I thought it was a clean play actually, Calvin.
Well, it's going to be a throw-in, so obviously Jim Schutz agreed with you, but could have gone either way. She did get the ball.
Yeah, it was all ball. And it looks like a corner kick for Chazy. Madeline Gay will set up. And yeah, I'll say like you, Calvin, that 3-3 is not the shots on net. That hasn't changed since I've been here. And it is a corner kick, Madeline Gay. They were faking the short kick. Gay will send it in, and it goes right into the goalie's hands. And the goalie is Riley Diamond for Elizabethtown. And the ball goes right into her hands. She works her way to the 18-yard line, and she'll punt the ball toward midfield, falls short by about 10 yards, headed by Bridget Dahl over to Rusi, who heads it over to the, trying to find Kempinen, but it's intercepted by the Elizabethtown player, and it's way off to the right side, and it is Samantha Levine pushing it up over to number 23, Kempinen.
When this game started, Joey, you can still see the little bit of haze out there in the field. I was afraid we were going to have fog roll in here, but it hasn't changed at all. It's just a little bit of haze out there, and it's been that way throughout the entire game.
You remember the Fog Bowl years ago? It was the Bears and the, oh God, who were they playing? Bears and the Eagles. It was the Fog Bowl.
No.
And And right now, Elizabethtown trying to control. Gibson with the ball, has it knocked away, but pushed up over to number 13, Cannabush. She sends it back to Gibson toward midfield. I'm not sure what the call was.
I think he was concerned about an injury. Looked like somebody from E-Town was walking off an injury.
Well, they're going to have a drop kick, or drop ball, I should say, and it's won by Chazy. And Victoria Reynolds controlling. She sends it to the right side over to Kempinen, who tried to one-time it over to Morgan Rusi, and it is controlled by Kempinen. Kempinen working on the right-hand side inside the box. Kempinen working her way over, tries to send it over to the middle, and it's cleared out. And another shot, and it is cleared out. Good defensive play by the Elizabethtown player. And Shawnee Trombley pushes it back over to Ryan. Ryan pushes it back to the center toward Madeline Gay. Gay back, Bridget Dahl over to Shawnee Trombley, now controlled by Gibson. Gibson, nice pass up over to number 3, Marvin. Marvin back over to Gibson. Gibson working her way into Chazy territory, and it is Madeline Gay controlling, pushes it over to Samantha Levine, over to Latchmore. Latchmore gets by Latchmore, and it's picked up by number 5, Dial. Good hustle by Dial, and that should be a push on Chazy. It was. Chazy called for the foul, and it'll be a kick for Elizabethtown.
I think Latchmore's father taught her that play.
We're going back some years ago when Chris Lattimore played soccer for the Chazy Eagles, and as they say, that was a couple decades now.
Not a while.
And the ball cleared out to the corner, trying to get it over to Kempinen, out of her reach. It will be Gibson with the throw-in for Elizabethtown, and it's deep into Chazy territory, and it goes out, and it'll be a goal kick for Chazy. And Bridget Dahl usually takes these kicks for Chazy. She's setting up right now. And the Chazy players run back on the offensive end. E-Town on the defensive end here. We're 33 minutes here in the second half left. Chazy with a 1-0 lead. It was a goal by Caitlin Lapierre on a beautiful kick from Bridget Dahl for the 1-0 lead with only 44 seconds left in the first half. I'm Joey Trombley along with Calvin Castine on the camera calling tonight's game. It's a beautiful night here in Sable Valley here in the second half. And like I told Calvin earlier, I think almost every game this year has been kind of a beautiful night, where last year we had elements and we had cold weather, and usually we have our winter gear on at this point with our gloves on, and if we can, we try to get inside any scorers tables if we can.
Yeah, well, the booth behind us was available, but such a nice night, might as well stay out here.
I'm all for that, and it is a gorgeous night for a soccer game. As we said earlier, if you're just joining this program, a lot on the line tonight. Not only the MVAC North Division title, they get to play tomorrow night for the MVAC Championship, and they'll have more than likely the #1 seed coming in the playoffs, which could be a first-round bye.
Depends on how many teams are in the playoffs, and obviously both teams will have the home field advantage in the first round or two.
Well, and if they get to the championship game, more than likely it will be at PHS, where it has been the last couple years.
And playing on this field here is a good tune-up for that game.
Yeah, I mean, the fields are almost identical. And right now it is number 3, Marvin, with the ball. She pushes it to midfield, and Ryan gets there first. She tries to push it to the left side. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown. And 19, Gibson comes to take the throw in. Nice throw in from Gibson. And it is controlled by number 3, Marvin. Marvin with the ball, getting by a couple Chazy defenders. She's giving chase, and Marvin with the ball, trying to chip it in toward the box. Cleared out by Latchmore over to Victoria Reynolds here on the right side. She pushes it over to Dahl, goes back to Reynolds. Reynolds giving chase. Can she keep it in? Good hustle from Reynolds, but number 17, Chelsea Smith, was there for Elizabethtown. And it will be Gibson taking the throw in. She moves it to about midfield. We're approaching the 30-minute mark here in the second half. Chazy with a 1-0 lead. Marvin with the ball being challenged, and the ball is cleared out, and it is Shawnee Trombley. Trombley will switch fields, goes to the right side, way over to Kempinen. Kempinen giving chase as well as Dial. And Kempinen,
Into the bench.
Ostry Kempinen goes flying into the bench. Good hustle. Boy, oh boy. Hopefully she's not hurt bad.
That bench is bolted down. That bench did not move, Joey.
No, she went in there hard. I think it was her leg. Hopefully it was only her leg. And we're back to the action. Luckily, Austria Kempinen got up on her own 2 feet. She walked back. She's at the end of the bench right now. I'm sure she must have a wicked bruise there, and they don't need that going into the playoffs. But luckily, she wasn't hurt hard. Good, hard hustle and play from Kempinen, and she paid a price hitting that bench, trying to save the ball from going out of bounds, but it looks like she's going to be okay. And right now, it is Elizabethtown controlling, and Shawnee Trombley trying to give chase over to number 20. Which was Kylie Rock, and knocked out of bounds. Throw in for Elizabethtown. Kelsey Gibson with the throw in. She has Rock down the right hand side. Good throw in over the head of Megan Ryan. And good shield by Bridget Dahl to keep Rock away from the ball. And throw in for, or actually goal kick for Chazy.
See, the problem over there, Joey, is you've got the track, and they put the benches on the green part because they're not going to bolt into the track. But they're just too close for the soccer game. They're probably fine for football, but they're just too close for soccer.
I mean, I never gave any thought to what just happened here. But yeah, you're right. When you look at it, it's relatively close to the field. And there's the stalwart on the defense for Chazy, Brittany Goodrow, who does a wonderful job in the sweeper position for Chazy. And Shawnee Trombley making some nice moves, trying to find Morgan Rusi, and it's cleared out by number 6, Farrell Crowningshield. Throwing for Chazy. It is Ryan over to Shawnee Trombley. Tries to go center over to Caitlin Lapierre. But it's cleared out toward midfield, controlled by Marvin. Marvin looking around, goes back over to Gibson. Gibson over to Rock. Rock sends it to midfield. It's a loose ball, and it's picked up by Lapierre. One times it over to Reynolds. Reynolds makes a nice move, and she gets the call as she's tripped up by the Elizabethtown defender, and it will be a direct kick for Chazy. We're 28 minutes here in the second half left.
If this field is symmetrical, look how close the track is to that yellow line over on this side, Joey. It's probably not much more than 7 feet.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. And plus you put the bench right there, you're gaining another foot. So probably 6 feet. Another big shot by Bridget Dahl, and it was Morgan Rusi and Victoria Reynolds giving chase, and the goalie Riley Diamond just gets there just in time. Good play by Diamond. She sends it up toward midfield. It's just shy, and won by Elizabethtown, headed back to Ryan. Ryan trying to go to center over to Lapierre, but picked up by number 7, Marvin. And that would be Kelsey Marvin. She pushes it up over to Rock. Kylie Rock trying to find Marvin, cleared out by Brittany Goodrow. Controlled by Victoria Reynolds, pushes it up to Morgan Rusi. And it's cleared out by number 13 or 17. And that would be Chelsea Smith. Clears it out, wisely clears it out. It'll be a throw in for Chazy, and Austria Kempinen has come back into the game. Chazy crowd is very thankful, probably more than anything, that she's not hurt.
Well, you and I looked at the replay on that while she was on the ground recuperating, and she came awfully close to hitting her face.
Oh, it was very close. And like you say, those benches don't move.
Yeah, they're definitely bolted in there, and that's probably not a good idea.
Well, it is Samantha Levine getting it up to number 23, Kempinen. Kempinen giving chase. And she doesn't look any worse for wear. She's moving pretty well out there right now for the Eagles. And Levine sends it back toward the center, and controlled by Elizabethtown. Pushed back over to Madeline Gay. One times it back over to Bridget Dahl. Inside Rusi and Diamond. It's Rusi and Diamond. And it's Ryan. Scores! Chazy scores! Morgan Rusi sends it to the net, and Victoria Reynolds is there to knock it in. And Chazy goes up 2-0 on a Bridget Dahl clear into the over the head of the defense. Morgan Rusi on the left-hand side led a weak shot toward the net, which beat Riley Diamond, but did not have enough momentum to go in. And Victoria Reynolds was there to knock it in.
That's why you got to put that ball on net whenever you can, and things happen.
Well, the other thing too is that's why you always rush the net, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. You can't assume that keeper is going to handle that. That was a weak shot, and I'm sure it's one of those where the keeper's saying, come on, get here, ball.
Oh yeah, I didn't think the ball was going to make it, and it was Victoria Reynolds beat the E-Town defense to the ball, and she stuck it into the net. But a good effort that started back with Bridget Dahl with a hard shot from about 30 yards out.
And Reynolds is the type of player who's going to score goals, kind of like the Lapeer scored in that first goal of the game. Hustle, be there when things happen, and you can be in the right place at the right time quite often.
Well, there are two fast players. Of course, Lapeer, an 8th grader. You have Victoria Reynolds, who's only a sophomore. You think like you've been there for years. She's been out there.
She's been there since she was an 8th grader.
Yes. And you have to look at this team that made it to the state championship last year. There's a very strong nucleus of these players still here. I mean, obviously they lost Helen Giroux, but losing Helen Giroux, a lot of these players stepped up this year knowing that Helen wasn't around anymore.
Yeah, quite often you'd see them stand back and wait for Helen to do something, and they're not doing that this year. They're all doing their part.
And they have a lot of offensive firepower out there from Morgan Rusey, Victoria Reynolds, obviously Caitlin Lapeer, who came up as a JV player just 3 games ago because Gabby Wheating got hurt for Chazy, so they brought somebody else up. You have Bridget Dahl can score, Madeline Gay can score, Shawnee Trombley can score. They have about 5 or 6 girls. You just can't key on one person.
No, it's definitely a team sport, and it's definitely a team that's out there for Chazy.
There's no doubt about it. If they can hold off for this next 25 minutes, it will have been a wonderful week for these girls because they knew coming into Tuesday or tonight, they don't win the division and they don't play in the MVAC championship game. And it's in Chazy this year, so they want to get down there bad.
Yeah, they knew they had to beat Elizabethtown-Lewis twice, and right now it looks like they just might do that.
It was a big undertaking. Of course, it's a long way to go here, but just a beautiful goal from Chazy on that second goal. And it's a 2-0 game here as we approach the 24-minute mark in the second half. Right now it is Bridget Dahl with the ball, and she's taken down, trying to work on the outside, and she was taken down. It will be a direct kick for Chazy.
Well, Chazy has to avoid a letdown here where they got to keep playing the game they have been playing because E-Town is certainly capable of knocking one in the net and getting right back in the middle of this.
Well, it was just 2 years ago when Chazy at PHS had a 3-0 lead in the half, and by the game end, E-Town had came back and tied the game 3-3, and it was a Helen Giroux goal in overtime that won it for them. But E-Town has proven time and time again they can come back.
I can never grow tired of quoting Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over.
It's not over till the fat lady sings. I'm not sure whose quote that was.
That was an NBA quote. I forget which it was, Kevin Loggery or somebody from.
I hope that was an insult for Kate Smith when they said the fat lady
No,
can't
it
sing.
was. He was referring to opera, and the opera's not over till the fat lady sings. And it was an NBA playoff series, and I'm not sure if it was the Philadelphia coach or who it was that said that. Who the first man to say it has been kind of been lost in the ethers, but I remember when it happened about 35 years ago.
And it has stuck around ever since.
That's right.
And out of the net comes Riley Diamond, and she kicks it out of bounds, and it is a throw-in for Chazy. But what's impressive is E-Town has had so many shutouts, and for Chazy to come here in the last 2 games and to score like they have, that's pretty impressive for the Chazy team.
Yes, it is, and Joe Dumoulin's task will be to make sure these girls understand that just because they scored 4 and they've scored 2 tonight, that none of those count the next time they meet.
And they will meet.
Well, we say that. There have been upsets before along the way, and sometimes the 2 best teams don't get to the finals. But if the 2 best teams get to the finals, it'll be these 2 clubs.
There's no doubt about it. And you're right. I mean, you do see upsets happen. So, I guess we're premature in saying that. But percentage-wise, it does look good. And the ball's back into the action. And a goal kick for Elizabethtown. And number 7, Kelsey Marvin, just sent it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Shawnee Trombley for Chazy. She has Kempinen down her left side, and she goes over the head of Kempinen and also of number 20 Rock. And number 17 comes flying over Chelsea Smith to knock out of bounds. Another throw in for Chazy, with Shawnee Trombley with the throw in, trying to find Victoria Reynolds, who scored the second goal for Chazy. Number 7 clears it out again, and that would be Kelsey Marvin clears it out. Elizabethtown will regroup on the defensive end. It is Shawnee Trombley with the throw in. We're approaching the 21-minute mark here in the second half. Chazy with a 2-0 lead here in AuSable. The winner of this wins the North Division of the MVAC. They play tomorrow night in Chazy for the MVAC Championship, and the winner of this plays Bolton, the Bolton Landon Eagles, and then they'll probably get the first seed. So a lot riding on tonight's game. And if Chazy wins this game, they'll have done a very big task, beating their arch rival twice in 1 week. Twice in a year is a big time, but twice in 1 week, in 4 days, that's really huge.
And they'll have to do it 3 times if they want to be the sectional champs. But, when I first started taping Chazy in '85, and then started Hometown Cable in '86, for many years, the boys and girls, E-Town and Chazy, would get together at Seton Catholic and have a big battle there, and they kind of got away from it because it was becoming too important for this regular season game. They would play a big battle there, boys and girls at Seton Catholic, and I know George Brendler and John Huntley from E-Town and George Brendler for Chazy, they just felt that it was just becoming too intense of a rivalry, and it wasn't their intent. They just wanted to have a good, healthy rivalry, and it just became too much of a rivalry.
Well, I think that's why you don't see any of these teams come down like to the Chazy Classic. He doesn't want to play a team potentially 4 times in 1 season. 3's enough.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, if Chazy and E-Town do hook up again and they play for 4 times, I mean, that's a rarity. You see that in a season. And quite frankly, I don't think any team wants to play each other 4 times.
No. I like to spread it around a little bit.
I mean, the fans, I think, enjoy it because it is a great rivalry. We have 2 teams that just respect each other on both sides of the ball here. I mean, how can you not? If you can't get up for the E-Town Chazy game, then you probably shouldn't be on the soccer field.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. You know, that's PHS NAC, right? Or Northeastern NAC?
Northeastern NAC for many years was a huge rivalry, but
in recent years it's PHS.
Yeah, PHS recently, but it's a big rivalry, but it never will have the impact that Northeastern and NAC had because they're so close to each other. You know, everybody knows everybody, and the parents are still mad at the other parents from games that they lost 25 years ago.
Well, I mean, since you bring that up, I mean, you were around when Chazy Northeastern was a rivalry in soccer.
Oh, definitely.
And I don't think the E-Town Chazy rivalry even matches that rivalry.
Well, that's what happens when you have schools that are comparable and they border each other on the and that's what it is with Northeastern and NAC. They border each other, and they're between those 2 schools, Northeastern and NAC, you've got 6 former CCIL schools in there. So
that's right, yeah.
So they had rivalries that go back 40 years and more.
And grandparents don't forget that.
That's right.
It's funny how that goes. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a soccer game.
Yeah, and of course, looking back at that CCIL league, Chazy is the only team that's left out of that.
Right. And good, or just kind of gives a shank over to the right side. It is Latchmore pushing it back to Levine. Levine tries to go right side over to, let me see who's out there for them, Jessica Garrett, and it just goes wide for Jessica Garrett.
For many years, the Dannemora was the other remnant, but it's probably been 10 years or more that since they've merged with the Saranac, so it's just Chazy remaining.
That's right. And there's a shot toward the net, and this could be dangerous. Hits the crossbar or the goalpost.
It's a goalpost.
Yeah. If it was a football game, it would not be 3 points.
No, they would have been waving it off.
Yep. And the crowd would have been moaning.
Yeah. Well, E-Town fans were moaning anyway.
Well, it hit a post, that's all they know. And it is Bridget Dahl sending it up to Kempinen, but headed by number 7, Marvin. And the ball is being controlled by Kempinen over to Shawnee Trombley. Trombley with the ball. Sends it up over to center to Morgan Rusi. Tries to flip it over to Garrett. She heads it over to Garrett. Garrett with the ball. Garrett trying to work her way through. She's a hard player for Chazy. Jessica Garrett giving chase. And she is challenging the E-Town defender. Picked up by Shawnee Trombley. She tries to hit Rusi. And it is Kempinen with the ball. Makes one nice move. But number 20, Rock, makes a nice move to get by Kempinen. She sends it toward midfield. It's picked up by Latchmore. Latchmore pushes it up over to Madeline Gay. Notice Latchmore by herself. Got a good move by one player. Pushes it over to Madeline Gay. Madeline Gay making some moves. She has Garrett over to the right side, but it's knocked away. Controlled by Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown working their way to midfield. Latchmore giving chase. And a good play by Dahl to knock it over to Samantha Levine. Levine will work it down the line. And it's knocked out of bounds and throw in for Chazy. And it will be Levine with the throw in. We're approaching the 15-minute mark. Chazy with a 2-0 lead. And the ball comes into Madeline Gay, and she sends it up toward the center of the field to Kempinen. She has room. She's called off by Ryan, who tries to chip it up over to Shawnee Trombley, controlled by number 17 Smith. And it is Gibson trying to work to the ball, but Ryan gets it, pushes it up over to Madeline Gay. She makes a nice move to get by Crowning Shield Gay. And nice hard shot by Madeline Gay, and Riley Diamond is there for the save. Both set of fans are clapping. Chazy clapping on the hard shot by Gay. E-Town clapping on the great save by Diamond. And the ball is headed up into the Chazy end, and it's Megan Ryan sending it up to the open field, and it's controlled by Elizabethtown. Madeline Gay pushes it up over to Dahl. Dahl lets it go over to 23 Kempinen. Kempinen trying to hit Caitlin Lapierre, and it's cleared out toward midfield, and it is into Chazy territory, and it is Goodrow trying to clear it into E-Town territory, but controlled by Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown goes back to midfield. They're controlling the play. Ball goes to right side, and the ball goes toward Rock, and Rock gives chase, as well as number 25 Megan Ryan, and Ryan trying to knock it out. And it is Rock wins the ball, and the ball is cleared off in front. It goes through the box, and it is Latchmore. Latchmore will send it up the line, up over to Lapierre. Lapierre trying to get to the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Good effort by Lapierre. Throw in for Elizabethtown. We're approaching 14 minutes here in the second half. Chazy is 14 minutes away from making it to the MVAC title game.
You're counting your chickens before they hatch there.
I didn't count. I just said they're 14 minutes away. I didn't say it was a guarantee. You can never say that with a team of this caliber of the Elizabethtown Lions, but the facts are what they are. They're 14 minutes away from being there if it stays the way it is.
Oh, you needed that disclaimer.
Oh, absolutely. They got to put a disclaimer in there, Calvin. And Victoria Reynolds, it's Reynolds against Diamond. Reynolds gets by the defense. Victoria Reynolds sends it in. Victoria Reynolds beats Riley Diamond. And Victoria Reynolds gets the second goal of the night for Chazy. And Chazy goes up 3-0. The boys soccer team across the way are waving the towels. And Chazy with a 3-0 lead, 13.5 minutes to go. Barring something happening here, Calvin, I think it looks good for the Eagles of Chazy.
Certainly starting to look a lot better. That Reynolds is another burst of speed, and Diamond must have been saying, "No, please."
Oh, I know. When she saw her come, I was like, "Oh my God, that must be like visions of seeing Helen Giroux come at you last year." And you know, when Victoria Reynolds is one-on-one with the goalie, there's a good chance she's going to put it in the back of the net because she knows how to find the back of the net.
Yeah, she ricocheted that off the goal post, and in it went.
Well, in the last 3 days, Chazy has scored 7 goals against this stellar defense of the Lions of Elizabethtown. And I'll tell you, Calvin, I'm a little bit surprised at that. That just shows how well Chazy's playing right now.
I'm sure Coach Joe Dumoulin studied the DVD of the first meeting, and he came up with his game plan, and it's worked for 2 games in a row.
Well, it definitely has worked well, and you know, when you look back at the games this year for Chazy, you know, I think they've only given up like 1 goal. Wherever they gave up a goal, it was like 1 goal a game. And Goodrow, the seniors are there. She chips it out over to Shawnee Trombley. Trombley has some room, being challenged, trying to find Morgan Rusi. Rusi trying to get around, and Rusi and Smith and it is Rusi with the ball. She wins it. She doesn't give up. Rusi trying to get by one player. Good defensive play by number 6, Crowning Shield. Throwing for Chazy. Shawnee Trombley throws it in. Ball is headed back out by Chelsea or Farrell Crowning Shield. Throw in for Chazy. We're approaching the 12-minute mark. Chazy with a 3-0 lead. Caitlin Lapierre and 2 by Victoria Reynolds. And it's a 3-0 Chazy lead. There's Reynolds pushing it over to Rusi. Rusi goes back over to Gay. Gay tries to take the shot. She misses it. And there's a shot by number 23, Austri Kempinen, and Riley Diamond is there for the save. And Diamond will work her way up to the 18-yard line. She'll punt the ball toward midfield. And it is Bridget Dahl heading it up back into Elizabethtown territory, controlled by number 4. And now sent toward the center. It is Chazy again with the ball. Lapierre, she's fast, trying to work her way around. And it's cleared out, and giving chase is Kempinen. Kempinen and Gay giving chase. It is Gay having room. She sends it back over to Goodrow. Goodrow will volley it back over to the right side, over to Kempinen. Kempinen trying to keep it in. I think Kempinen remembers that side very well. She's a little tentative on that side.
Yeah, she's going to approach it from a slightly different angle and slightly different speed, I think.
Yeah, a different perspective now after you hit the chair there, or the bench. And the ball sent to the midfield, and here comes Kelsey Gibson. She goes to the right side, and number 2 giving chase, Wagner giving chase, as well as number 10 Goodrow, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Chazy. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go here left in the game. Chazy with would seem a comfortable 3-0 lead at this point.
Nice to see Gerald Blair here, the former interim, I guess you'd call him, superintendent at Chazy. He's been here for the entire game.
Yeah, he's followed quite a few games this year for the guys and gals, and you know, he kind of got caught up in the Chazy soccer thing here, and even after he left Chazy, he's come back for the soccer games.
He came to Chazy from Lake Placid, and I think when he came, he had little love for Chazy, and he learned to love the school after he'd been there a very short period of time.
Well, about 5 years actually. He was there longer, I think most people think 5 years.
But it didn't take him 5 years to learn to love the school, though.
Oh, not at all. And you know, it's funny, I was just talking to him the other day at the boys played Keene, and there was one time in his 18 years in Lake Placid that Lake Placid beat Chazy up in Lake Placid. And they had a parade going down the main village there, honking their horns and screaming and yelling. People were looking at him like, what is going on? But he goes, we never beat you guys, and it was like we were so excited we had a little parade going down the road. And it is Levine trying to get to the ball. She is deflected off her, and it will be a throw-in for Elizabethtown. We're under 10 minutes here in the second half. Chazy with a 3-0 lead on a beautiful night here in Ausable Valley. Just a beautiful facility. They've done a nice job up here. The taxpayers of Ausable can be real proud of what they have here. So it's just a class facility. Nice press box, stands, a racetrack, a lot of seating. Just a nice venue to have a game. And I know that Chazy, the school, I know that we appreciate them opening up this venue for us tonight.
Well, as New York State taxpayers, I'm sure you and I each have $1 or $2 invested in this field, Joey.
Well, I guess if you put it that, we have invested in every field in the North Country and in New York State. And right now, Elizabethtown controlling the ball. Nice move by number 3, Marvin. And a trip on Marvin as Madeline Gay goes down. And the E-Town fans didn't like it, as we can hear them pretty vocally here to our left.
Wow. Being down 3-0, it probably hurts even more.
Yeah. Well, 8 minutes here. We're approaching the 8-minute mark, and it is Dahl. Another hard kick by Dahl. That could be a dangerous play. And good play by Riley Diamond as 2 on Russian Chazy players, which would be Shawnee Trombley and Caitlin Lapierre making the rush. A good play by Diamond. Hey, nice play by Gibson. She kicks it back over to Rock. Rock heads it up past Ryan, but too far, and throw in for Chazy. Megan Ryan with the throw in. And she gets it off of, oh, nice play. Rock almost kept it in, but she lost it the second time around. Another throw in for Chazy, and Chazy's gaining some real estate going down the line here. I guess I had to throw real estate in there, Calvin.
Yes, as the CEO of Kavanaugh Realty, it's your duty to say that at least once.
You want to get a little cheap advertising in there. You know, I don't want to get a bill for you for that one, you know. And here comes Madeline Gay. Madeline Gay working her way in, chips it up over, nice header toward the net from Kempinen, but Riley Diamond is there. I mean, Riley Diamond has to be a little frustrated to have all these shutouts coming in, and this week have Chazy coming in knock 7 against you in 2 games.
Especially, as you said, after all those shutouts all year. It's got to be very frustrating. I'm sure nobody else has scored this many goals against them in a single game.
Oh no, I'd be very surprised. Well, like I was saying earlier, I don't think Chazy's given up more than 1 goal a game in any game, so to come back with 6.5 minutes to score 3 to force overtime, and the way the ball's been in the end here. And actually, let's make it 4. There's the 8th grader again, Caitlin Lapierre. Her 3rd game in the varsity level, at this level, has 4 goals in 3 games. That's pretty impressive.
Yep, and obviously she must have been one heck of a JV player. She must have really dominated.
Well, she was their top goal getter. And, you know, the other league's got to be looking at this going, oh, that's what we need, another high-powered person on that team. They had enough as it was now, and then you throw 1 more in the mix, and it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's like playing against the Yankees. They just pull out another one. Of course,
well, don't say that.
The Yankees need to pull out a few pitchers.
Well, we'll see. At least in soccer, you don't need pitching, so that could work for them. Now, if the Yankees didn't have to pitch, nobody would beat them.
That's right. If it was T-ball, they'd beat everybody.
Oh, T-ball, they'd be undefeated, I think. So Chazy could go back-to-back in 3 days with 2 4-0 victories, which I don't think anybody expected. I mean, I think they expected closer games with the idea that E-Town would probably win one of these 2 games.
And the amazing thing is it's still 3 shots each on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I know, and Chazy's got 4, so that was very magical how that happened. But that scoreboard has not changed as far as 3-3. I would say, you know, early on it was in Elizabethtown's favor, but the shots on net have to be huge right now in favor of Chazy.
They have not given Diamond much time to rest over there.
She's going to have visions of Reynolds and Lapierre dancing in her head all night. There was Victoria Reynolds over her again.
And there's one thing that any coach will tell you is you can't teach speed. No. And when you got speed, you know that's something that no coach can give you. It's something that comes natural. Not
only the speed, but you have to have that desire to rush the net and want to score, that never give up attitude. And they got a front line that just doesn't give up.
Well, I think Helen Drew has kind of showed them that that's the way the game should be played, and you know she would just pound her way through. Reminded me a lot of Kelly O'Connell, who played at Seton Catholic 15 years ago. Just would not be denied.
Well, I mean, look what Helen's doing at the collegiate level.
Yeah, same thing. She's certainly giving up a lot of size to some of her opponents, but that has little to do with what happens on the field.
Well, that's for sure. And you know, it's nice to see somebody of her caliber to go at the collegiate level and so close to home to have the success that she's having this year.
I think when the local kids can read about her and on occasion go up there and see her play, it's got to be encouraging to all of them to say, hey, someday I might be able to play at the college level.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, I mean, they had Oneonta had a 101-game winning streak in SUNYAC, and they lose to Plattsburgh State. That record had to come to an end at some time, and it was Helen Drew with 4 goals. There's a nice shot, and gets by, and it could be a goal kick. But, you know, to not only beat a team that had won 101 conference games, but to score 4 goals against them, that's a wonderful thing to have on your resume.
That was a nice week's work.
Nice hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're under 4 minutes. Under 4 minutes to go here. It's 4-0. Chazy here in the. I guess we call it it is a playoff game. It's to see who's going to win the division, and it looks very likely that Chazy will. And it is number 14, Madeline Gay sends it up to Caitlin Lapierre. And you know, here's that young 8th grader playing JV all year who gets called up. I don't think she was expecting that, and she's been an impact player in the 3 games she's played so far.
It's, I'm sure, something that she couldn't have imagined, and I hope she's enjoying it.
Oh yeah, that would be true. You know, I mean, to be at that age and to be out in the field with this many people here watching it, it's got to be a rush. I mean, for any player, much less an 8th grader.
Yep, and you know, the kids don't really understand that their high school careers are only 4 years long. In her case, it'll be a little over 4 years, but those 4 years come and go very quickly.
You're right. You know, this, for their playing days, this is the best years of their life. You know, they're young. They oh, there's a nice shot. And it does come out too quick, as I well know this year with Galen being a senior. And, you know, after the next couple games, it could be his last game every game after that.
That's right. Once you get to the playoffs, you never know when that last game's going to come.
And there's the play of Caitlin Lapierre. And she sends up. She could actually rush the net more than that, but that's what I call an 8th grade. I won't say a mistake, but just hasn't played enough that she knew she had another 15 yards to take it to the net. Well,
I think right now, if I were Coach Dumoulin, I wouldn't want my team to be doing anything too aggressive. You don't want to pick up an injury here. E-Town's going to be playing with a little more frustration. They might bump a little harder than they might mean to do because they're frustrated. So I think it's a good idea to spread out and kind of like four corners offense in basketball.
The old Dean Smith days. But the other thing is, too, you really don't want to run up the score either.
No, four goals is plenty. I think they've made their point.
And it comes out to Shawnee Trombley. Well, they scored again. And I think Riley Diamond was screened on that play.
There were 3 or 4 yellow shirts between her and the ball, and all of a sudden on the side of those shirts, the ball came flying through.
And there's another offensive weapon for Chazy.
Trombley's got a very strong foot, as her sister just did, and you know, that's just nice when a midfielder puts something like that in.
And again, I don't think anybody expected a 5-0 game tonight.
I'll go on record as saying I did not expect a 5-0 game.
I know I didn't.
1-0 maybe, but 5-0.
Right, maybe 2, but I wasn't expecting 5. Well, if anything, they made it very clear they deserve to be going to the MVAC championship game tomorrow night.
But now, assuming that they both get to that championship game, it's Joe Dumoulin's task to make sure these girls come out to play, because you know darn well Elizabethtown is going to come out to play.
We know that all too well.
And if the Chazy girls go out there and say, well, we beat them 4-0 and 5-0, all we have to do is show up, well, they could be going home on the losing end.
That could very well happen. And we're under a minute to go here. Chazy will win the MVAC North Championship this year. They will go to the MVAC Championship against Bolton Landon tomorrow night in Chazy. And they should have the #1 seed, and they should move up in the state rankings with this very impressive victory today against Elizabethtown. And right now they're just trying to preserve the shutout. We have less than 30 seconds to go here. And for them, it's preserving the shutout, and for E-Town, it's just trying to get a goal. And Goodrow says, no, I don't think so. And she sends it out of bounds. Less than 20 to go. It'll be a throw-in. And number 7 giving chase over there, Marvin. So she's hustling. And they're having a hard time getting the throw in here, but they are trying right to the end, which is nice to see.
A player like Goodrow is just a steady influence back there. She's a senior, and she just plays it with confidence when that ball comes back to her.
And Chazy wins in convincing fashion tonight here in Sable Valley as they beat the Elizabethtown Lions 5-0. And I don't think Elizabethtown expected this week to lose to them twice, and not by a combined total of 9-0.
No, I'm sure they were going into the game earlier this week with a lot of confidence, having beaten Chazy at Chazy. But Joe Dumoulin got these girls fired up, and they're playing. Right now, you'd have to say they're playing their best soccer of the year, and hopefully they can continue to do that over the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Well, you know, we talk about last year, the majority of these girls made it to the state championship last year. Yes, they did lose Helen Giroux, but now you pick up this Caitlin Lapierre, and the other girls who are strikers have matured a year older, that they're probably even more tougher of a team this year than they were last year.
I think so. I think, you know, again, you can't replace a Helen Giroux, but they probably have a more balanced attack, and as we said earlier, they're not sitting there waiting for somebody else, for Helen to do it. They're going out there and doing it themselves, and that to me is important.
Absolutely. And so Chazy wins tonight in Ausable Valley. They win 5-0, and they had to beat Elizabethtown twice this week, and they did. They lost at George Brendler Field 1-0, and they have come back and they have won. They have won the last 2 games, 5-0 and 4-0, 4-0, 5-0. So Chazy moves on to the MVAC Championship game. It is October 18th, 2007. It's a beautiful night here in Ausable, and as Calvin would like to say, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Ausable Valley.
Beautiful downtown Clintonville.
Clintonville. I know we're on the line here, Clintonville, Ausable Valley, but we're at the Ausable Valley School on a beautiful night. And that's the end of our telecast. Chazy 5, Elizabethtown 0.